Engineer Battalion. Over the last 17 months, under the command of Captain Myers, the leaders and soldiers of the 70th Engineer Company have provided unmatched support to their higher headquarters of the 65th Engineer Battalion and the 130th Engineer Brigade that has spanned throughout the USARPAC area of operations. And the 4 platoons of the company are responsible for planning, resourcing, maintaining, deploying Army geospatial engineering capabilities with disciplined tactics, techniques, and procedures that encompass geospatial data generation, analysis, distribution, specialized mobility, and engineering assessments, covering full spectrum operations for Army and Joint Task Force organizations assigned to USARPAC. Their efforts ensure timely delivery of geospatial engineering products and services to units and organizations assigned to battalion, brigade, division, corps, Army Joint Task Force headquarters, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency in support of mission planning, theater security cooperation exercises, and emergency response. The company has deployed soldiers in support of operations Iraqi Freedom, New Dawn, Tomodachi, and has supported USARPAC exercises Full Chief Freedom Guardian, Key Resolve, Warpath 3, and Talisman Saber, just to name a few. The soldiers and leaders of the 70th Engineer Company have never faltered in their assigned missions of enabling mobility, force protection, and consequence management through geospatial engineering and general military support. The soldiers of the unit make the command successful, and it shows. By having the highest graduation rate and selection rate out of all the units assigned to the battalion for the Warrior Leaders Course, Sapper Leaders Course, Rappel Master, and Air Assault Forces, and the Modern Army Combatives Courses. The company also holds the titles of the Brigade and Battalion Non-Commissioned Officer and Soldier of the Year for 2 years in a row. The 70th Engineer Company is without a doubt the most disciplined and lethal geospatial engineer unit in the Army. The change of command will now take place. This ceremony represents the passing of responsibility from one commander to another, the symbolic transfer of the company's soldiers and all their accomplishments and pride from the old commander to the new commander. It is done in front of the assembled unit so that every soldier may witness this event. With completion of the passing of the company guidon, the sacred trust of command is passed from Captain Myers to Captain Brown. The unit colors are the symbol of the commander's authority. Wherever you find the unit color displayed, you will find the commander. The first sergeant, as a senior enlisted leader, will now take the guidon from the guidon bearer. And he will pass it to the outgoing commander, Captain Myers. This symbolizes the trust and confidence the soldiers of the unit place in their commander. Captain Myers passes the guidon to the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Kaprowski, symbolically relinquishing his responsibility for the command to the next higher headquarters. Lieutenant Colonel Kaprowski passes the guidon to the new commander, Captain Brown, charging her with full authority and responsibility for the unit and its soldiers. By the authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-6, the undersigned assumes command of the 70th Engineer Company, effective November 30th, 2011. Signed, Jennifer M. Brown, Captain, Engineer, Commanding. The new commander, Captain Brown, then returns the guidon to the first sergeant, thus accepting her command of the company. This is the first step in bonding the new commander with the unit, symbolic of her commitment to sustaining a strong, combat-ready organization. The first sergeant now passes the guidon back to the guidon bearer. Ladies and gentlemen, the 65th Engineer Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel C. Kaprowski.
Colonel Milhorn, Command Sergeant Major Ward, Lieutenant Colonel Farnsworth, Command Sergeant Major Thayer, distinguished guests, family and friends, welcome, and thank you for coming today to share this important event in the life of the 70th Engineer Company. I'd like to extend a special welcome to Captain Myers' father, Dave Myers Sr., and his brother, Jimmy Lally, and to Captain Brown's mother, Nancy Brown, and her father, Mark Neely. Thank you all for being here this morning. I'd also like to take a moment to publicly recognize Nina Myers, who, despite being an active duty officer herself, found the time to make some significant contributions to a variety of company and battalion events. Nina, thank you for all that you've done, and also for your service. I'd also like to publicly recognize Christiana Kirkpatrick, Angie Sudeth, and Gina Nicholas for generously volunteering their time and efforts to lead the 70th FRG, and to Jamie Cho for honchoing the battalion's Fisher House breakfasts for the last 18 months. Ladies, I know that your jobs were challenging and sometimes thankless, but your efforts are important, and I want to publicly thank all of you for stepping forward and making a difference. The 70th is a special company. They are one of only 2 geospatial engineering companies in the Army. Their soldiers are highly trained in a technical specialty that encompasses geospatial data collection, generation, management, and analysis, as well as topographic production. Many of their tasks blur the line between engineering and intelligence, and these soldiers routinely negotiate the requirements on both sides of that wall. Their customers range from companies within this brigade all the way to joint task forces, FEMA, and the Department of Homeland Security. Because of their specialized nature, the 70th is often called upon to support a myriad of exercises and missions across the Pacific and around the world. As I said during Captain Myers' farewell, however, we do a lousy job, as an Army generally, in training our officers to lead organizations like this one. Officers get about 2.5 minutes of geospatial training during the basic and career courses. So when a young captain like Dave Myers takes the guidon of a company like the 70th, they have to learn what the company does, even as they're trying to get oriented as the commander. Captain Myers jumped in with both feet, quickly made a difference in the training and operation of this company. Under his watch, 70th soldiers deployed in support of nearly every single named exercise conducted in the Pacific AOR, earning countless accolades along the way. They completed thousands of hours of production missions and built relationships with sister services and international partners that will benefit every unit that operates or trains in our region. On top of all that, these highly specialized, technically oriented soldiers were expected to maintain proficiency in the same warrior tasks and drills as the rest of their brothers and sisters in the Army. And did they ever? As you heard during the history, they've made some remarkable strides in the tactical piece. Dave has the distinction, and this may be better for me and for the battalion than it was for him, of being the only commander and the 70th the only company that has been under my direct command here at Schofield Barracks for the entire duration of his command tenure. Dave, I'm sorry about that. What that's meant is that he and his company have had to put up with my combat engineering focus, my constant harping on shoot, move, communicate, and survive, and my endless admonitions to shoot until the barrels melt. It also means that they've had the pleasure of participating in every single battalion FTX. And because we've had no other line companies, they've often been the focal point of those FTXs. For lack of a better way to put it, they've been our maneuver forces. That is jamming a square peg into a round hole. But the soldiers of the 70th have distinguished themselves. They put 2 squads in the top 5 of our Best Sapper Squad competition last year, qualified seemingly every soldier on almost every weapon system in the company, and as you heard, have the highest graduation rate in the Sapper Leader course in the entire battalion. I argue, without a lot of fear of contradiction, that this is the most tactically proficient, lethal, and kinetically oriented geospatial company in the world. Dave, we ask a lot of our company commanders. We want you to lead from the front. We want you to understand the technical and tactical aspects of your job. We want you to manage literally hundreds of programs, meet countless deadlines and suspenses. And lately, we want you to account for a dizzying array of details down to the individual soldier level. That's a tall order, but you've delivered without fail. You've done so while producing a disciplined company with a reputation for quality support, and you should be very proud of that. Well done. Captain Myers will depart the battalion shortly, and the brigade, to deploy with the 45th Sustainment Brigade. Dave, we wish you good health and safety during the upcoming deployment, and we wish you and Nina all the best going forward. Stepping in to fill Dave's shoes is Captain Jennifer Brown. Captain Brown has had an interesting career path up to this point, one that I believe has made her well qualified to take this particular company at this particular time. She's deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan and possesses plenty of leadership experience. She served time in a Corps engineer shop and as the executive officer to the C-7 in Iraq. That's pretty lofty stuff for a captain. She joins us here from Fort Leonard Wood, where she recently completed the Sapper Leader course and TAG, which is good because it adds to the company's percentage. That combination of experience makes Captain Brown a good fit for a company with a mission to support a wide variety of high-level units and agencies across the theater. Captain Brown, welcome to the Hammerhead and Trailblazer teams. We are glad to have you on board. Hammerheads, I know that in the months ahead, you will show Captain Brown the same loyalty, motivation, and professionalism that you showed Captain Myers. First Sergeant Jackson, outstanding as always. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and sharing in this important day, for these two outstanding officers and for the soldiers on the field before you. Hammerheads, never settle. First in, last out.
Ladies and gentlemen, outgoing Commander, Captain David Henry Myers.
Colonel Milhorn, Lieutenant Colonel Kaprowski, Lieutenant Colonel Farnsworth, Lieutenant Colonel Caria, Lieutenant Colonel Smith, Lieutenant Colonel Chang, Command Sergeant Major Ward, Command Sergeant Major Constante, Command Sergeant Major Third. My father, Dave Myers Sr., my wife, Nina, and soldiers of the 70th, thank you all for being here and attending today's ceremony. First and foremost, Lieutenant Colonel Kaprowski, I can't thank you enough for entrusting me with this command opportunity. This has been the proudest time of my career. Commanding the finest geospatial engineers in the world has been an exceptional experience and one that I'll always cherish. The opportunity to contribute with higher echelon engineering has been very fulfilling. Knowing that I can send any soldiers to the 70th to support a USAPAC exercise, a FEMA mission, or a combat zone with the utmost confidence in their ability to perform professionally has been rewarding. I've watched the 70th grow and develop as a cohesive team, capable of taking on any mission or task. They can successfully establish a geospatial work site in any austere environment. They're resourceful, can create or collect geospatial data with any materials available to them. The 70th is a company that will not only find a way to accomplish the mission, but lead the way for others to follow. Hammerheads, I want you to know that I cherish every day as your commander. You maybe want to be a better leader and someone for you to be proud of, just as much as I'm proud of all of you. With every achievement of every soldier, from completed RFIs, TDYs, Soldier of the Month, NCO of the Year, Audie Murphy, Sapper, Aerosol, battalion competitions, and everything else that you set forth to accomplish, I grew confident in your abilities, that you were only limited by what myself and the First Sergeant put before you. No words that I can express this afternoon can truly capture the profound sense of accomplishment that you should all feel. Your footprint is global, your achievements are enduring, and even the spouses, the volunteers of the 70th, have made this company command that much more victorious. My FRG leaders, Christiana, Angie, Gina, and Jamie, your work ethic, and your sense of responsibility to support the unit and the families of the 70th has been extraordinary. It didn't matter if it was a battalion holiday event or the James Stafford competition, I could always count on the volunteers to represent the 70th with the same professionalism as the soldiers. I thank you. While in command, I was fortunate to have the finest leaders the commander could ask for, with executive officers like Captain Finn, Captain Peterson, Lieutenant Chris. I was always in the know on the maintenance and administrative company issues. I can depend on them to make sound decisions and carry out my intent. The warrant officers of the 70th are the finest, and always sought after by the 5th GPC and the 25th ID. But even if there was an option, their dedication to the company would not let them go. Chief Klinkenberg, Chief Malloy, Warrant Officer DeLeon, thank you for all your efforts and guidance in dealing with the balance and the focus of this diverse company mission. You helped rewrite the expectations and capabilities of geospatial engineering. Having outstanding platoon leaders like Lieutenant Dubois, Lieutenant Shakorn, Lieutenant Rose, you made it very easy to count on your shoulders. The three of you have always had the best interests of your soldiers at hand and ensured that they were utilized to their fullest and taken care of as a soldier and as an individual. Of course, behind every accomplished platoon leader is the support of his great platoon sergeant, like Sergeant First Class Hill, Sergeant First Class Williams, Sergeant First Class Encarnacion, Sergeant First Class Romine, and Sergeant First Class Justin. These NCOs strive to develop their soldiers into future leaders of tomorrow and can always be entrusted that the platoons were effective, combat-ready, geospatial-focused teams ready for any challenge at hand. Thank you for your support. All these leaders, in combination with First Sergeant, like First Sergeant Jackson, make a cohesive support channel that no commander could ever be fortunate enough to have. First Sergeant Jackson, your guidance and support was unwavering. Even in the hardest times, I could always count on you. You are the true professional, an NCO that I would work with any day, anywhere. Your dedication to the NCOs in this unit has been indisputable. Together we were a team and a unified front with the same desires and goals as the soldiers of the 70th. It's been my honor, and I thank you for your support. However, I can't forget the core of my support. Because even if it wasn't scheduled in DTMS, the end of the day came. And they received me with my wife, Nina. Nina, thank you for everything. Thank you for jumping in as the FRG leader in the beginning, and thank you for being by my side throughout this command. You helped keep me together when I needed your support, and kept me strong throughout. I'm truly fortunate to be your husband. Lastly, and certainly not least, thank you Hammerheads for everything, to include your professionalism on the field today. You look great. I want you to know that each and every one of you is worth a special recognition today. Sincerely, I thank you for everything. I will tell you this change of command has been very difficult for me. And I'm not talking about the SIRs or the OIP inspection. I feel responsible for each and every one of you at all times. I wanted nothing more than to see you and every one of you in formation to grow and to succeed as a unit. If it were not for the fact that Captain Jennifer Brown was chosen to be my successor, I would not have given up that guidon so traditionally. She will truly carry the torch as a commander with the same sense of responsibility and dedication. Together with First Sergeant, she will continue to put you on the path of success and accomplishment. I have no doubt she will strive to make you a better soldier and leader of tomorrow. I ask that you give her the same dedication and respect that you gave me, and remember that where you are today is because of all the hard work and effort that you put forth in the past. Soldiers of the 70th, again, I thank you for everything. Our motto of never settle has gone untarnished and will continue to motivate me throughout my career. I strongly believe that you are some of the most diverse, well-educated, and finest engineers I've ever served. First in, last out, never settle. Hammer 6, signing out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 70th Engineer Company, Captain Jennifer M. Brown.
Colonel Milhorn, Lieutenant Colonel and Mrs. Kaprowski, Lieutenant Colonel Farnsworth, Command Sergeant Major Ward, Command Sergeant Major Constante, Command Sergeant Major Third, distinguished visitors and guests, my parents, Nancy Brown and Mark Neely, and most importantly, Hammerhead soldiers of the 70th Engineer Company. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Kaprowski, sir, thank you for entrusting me with this opportunity to command such a unique and amazing company. Captain Myers, the welcome that you and Nina have given me has made this transition as easy as possible. Truly, the last 6 weeks have proven how great of an impact you've had on these soldiers. I promise to carry on your commitment to them. You truly have left me the greatest engineer company in the entire Army. First Sergeant Jackson, I could not have asked for a stronger example of the standard. We have a strong and proud legacy to continue, and I look forward to working with you and the soldiers of our company. And finally, to my Hammerheads, thank you for your continued diligence and effort. I am honored and humbled to serve as your commander, so we got work to do. Let's do this. All policies and procedures remain in effect. First in, last out, never settle. Hammer 6 is back online.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Engineer Song and the Army Song.
First is fight for the right and to build the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the change of command ceremony. Everyone is invited to join us for refreshments. Captain Myers, the outgoing commander, will be at the podium immediately following the ceremony, while Captain Brown, the commander of the 70th Engineer Company, will be in the pavilion, the rear of the area here, where refreshments and cake are located. Thank you for attending.
First sergeant, take charge of company.
Never settle, ma'am.
Never settle.
Right. Right. Wait. Close the lever zone. Full fire.
Thank you very much, sir. It was very specific. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the card. Oh, thank you so much.